Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh, and have a very good day to Madam Noya and to all my viewers. I, Muhammad Luqman Hafiz bin Cik Karun Nizam from IC 1103AB, and my oral commentary movie review titled Love and Monsters. Okay, on this slide I will tell you a little bit about movie Love and Monsters. The exact release date is on October 16, 2020, which is in the USA. But for the international, it released on April 15, 2021. This movie is streaming on Netflix. The genre of this movie is comedy, fantasy, and adventure, which is I love fantasy and adventure movie. For the rating is PG-13 and it is appropriate for every age group. The duration of this movie is 1 hour and 48 minutes. The director of this movie is Michael Matthews, he is a South African person. He is not only a director, but he is also a writer and a producer. In 98 Academy Awards, this movie nominated for the best visual effects. Okay, for this slide I will tell you about the synopsis of this movie. The film Love and Monsters tells the story of the chaos that took place on Earth as a result of a meteor falling that caused the animals to turn into monsters. The turmoil that hit the Earth has caused a man named Joel Dawson to lose his parents, who were killed by a huge mutant monster, while his girlfriend Amy was separated from him. After 7 years, Joel Dawson got up and left his colony to begin his journey to find Amy, who was with another colony. The 7 days journey has transformed Joel Dawson from a coward and weak to a brave man that managed to defeat various types of monsters. He changed after he met with two survivors named Clyde and Minnow, who rescued him when he was trapped in a hole of the leech. After 1 week of traveling, Joel Dawson finally reunited with Amy. However, the meeting seems not worth it when Amy stated that she had someone else. Even so, she returns to have feelings for him after Joel Dawson managed to save her and the rest of the colony from the cruelty of Cap and his crew, who tried to kill them by using huge mutant crab. In the end, they all survived and Joel Dawson returned to his colony to take them to a safer place. Okay, for the setting, first, backyard. It was the location where Joel met a huge mutant frog that almost ate him, but he was saved by a dog that eventually became his friend. Second, abandoned building. Joel and his dog Boy took a shelter in a residential building. Then they found a robot known as Mavis and also received help from Mavis by using the remaining battery of Mavis to contact his girlfriend Amy. Third, forest. While on their way, they pass through a forest area and the huge mutant queen leech is attacking Joe and his dog. However, Joe managed to kill it by blowing it up using a grenade provided by Clyde before they split up. On this slide, I will tell you about the plot. For introduction, Joel lives in a bunker with his colony during the monster apocalypse for 7 years. One day, he decides to leave his colony and start a journey to Amy's colony to meet Amy. For rising action, Joel Dawson finally dared to overcome his fears and managed to defeat the huge mutant centipede to save his dog, Boy, after meeting with Clyde and Minnow and being trained by them. For climax, after 7 days of Joel Dawson's journey to find Amy by fighting with various types of huge mutant monsters, Joel finally managed to meet Amy and her colony. The 7-day journey becomes futile when Amy's feeling for Joel change. For the resolution, Joe, Amy, and her colony are fighting with Cap, his crews, and their chained huge mutant crab. They manage to beat all of it. Then Joel decides to go to his colony back to save them and asks for all survivors to come out from the hiding place and live on the surface again. Okay, for the characters, the main character is Dylan O'Brien, which is as Joel Dawson. Okay, Joel Dawson is a cowardly person and has no fighting skills. Joel Dawson is also a person who lacks self-confidence and often frees up when he faces a huge mutant monster. Okay, for the other characters are Michael Rooker as Clyde and Ariana Greenblatt as Minnow. Okay, for Clyde. Clyde is one of the survivors from another colony. He is an old man who is brave and efficient in defeating as well as interacting with the huge mutant monsters. Aside from his serious character, Clyde also has a wealth of knowledge on how to defend himself and defeat monsters. Okay, for Minnow. Minnow is an 8-year-old girl. She is a member of the same colony as Clyde, and they survive together after their family members been killed by a huge mutant monster. Minnow is a brave girl despite her young age. She is also good and proficient in archery as well as beating huge mutant monsters. Why all of these characters are important in the development of the plot? Okay, I tell you why. These three characters are important in this movie because each of them plays a different role in developing the storyline, and that makes this movie exciting. On this slide, I will tell you about the most memorable scene for me in this film. It is when Joel tries to save his dog, Boy, from being killed and eaten by a huge mutant centipede. He wanted to save his dog, but suddenly he was so terrified. Then he remembered the moment where his parents died in front of his eyes, because he did not have time to save them. So he tries his best to save his dog because he no longer wants to lose someone so precious to him. As Joel said, "I don't want to die all alone at the end of the world." Finally, with a strong passion and love for his dog, Joel managed to defeat and kill the huge mutant centipede. So, in this slide, I will tell you about my overall opinion about this movie. In my opinion, this movie is very interesting and I like it very much. I will give 10 over 10 for this movie, and I would love to recommend others to watch it. It teaches us confidence and belief in ourselves when doing anything. Moreover, it also shows us that we must not give up on doing something to achieve success in our life. Maybe some of you guys have not watched it yet because it is a Netflix movie and need to buy Netflix first. But trust me, you should watch it and you will not regret it. I learned a lot of things by watching this movie, such as Clyde said that good instincts are earned by making mistakes, and when it comes to survival, there are such important rules which are either you get a hot meal or a good night's sleep, not both. Hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you.